My bosses and coworkers have a secret group chat where they trash talk me. I was in the group chat. I want to say that up front before I say anything else, because the story doesn't make sense without it, and I've been needing to say it to someone for almost a year. It started before she arrived. Our office is 3 people plus interns, and the group chat had existed for years. Originally, it was just logistics, covering shifts, where to order lunch. At some point, it became something else. I don't know exactly when. It's the kind of shift you don't notice until you're already on the other side of it and looking back. Her name was Margot. She started in the fall. She had trouble acclimating. That's the accurate version. The version in the group chat was funnier and less kind, and I laughed at some of it, which I'm telling you because the honest version includes that. She was on her phone too much the first few weeks, which our supervisor addressed with her directly, and then he recounted the conversation in the chat and we all weighed in. And she put her phone away after that, and we kept talking about her anyway. I sit near the door. My monitor faces outward because of the power outlet placement, which means anyone walking past can see my screen. I knew this. I knew it every time I opened the chat and typed something I wouldn't have said to her face, and I typed it anyway because the chat felt separate from the office in the way that things feel separate when you've decided to keep them separate, which is not actually how it works. She walked past my desk a lot. I started angling my screen, not fully, just slightly, the way you do when you're not doing anything wrong but don't want someone to see. That instinct should have told me something. It told me nothing for 2 months. The firing conversation happened on a Tuesday. Our supervisor said they'd been discussing letting her go, that her fit with the office wasn't quite right, that it would be a clean break before the year ended. I said something in agreement. I don't remember the exact words, and I've been glad not to remember them. The following week she gave her notice. The way the office responded to that was the part that finally cracked something open for me. Both supervisors told her she was a fine worker, that she hadn't been underperforming. They were surprised she was leaving. I watched this happen from my desk. I watched them be genuinely warm to her face, and I knew what was sitting on my phone, and I said nothing, which is its own category of participation. She said she was committed to quitting. One of my supervisors typed, "Feels good to get a monkey off your back." Someone else typed, "She's so skinny." I read those and put my phone face down on the desk and stared at my monitor for a few minutes. She was standing 5 feet away talking to someone about her last day. I could hear her voice. She was being perfectly normal and pleasant and had no idea, which she didn't, which we'd made sure of. She stopped coming in with about a week left on her notice. She sent an email with a subject line that told us exactly what she knew, which meant she'd seen the screen enough times and said nothing. Same as me, but for different reasons. Our supervisor replied with something about insensitive environments and learning opportunities, and I read it and thought, that's the version you write when you want it on record that you acknowledge something without actually acknowledging anything. She took the job off her resume entirely. I found out later from someone who knew someone. Starting over from nothing rather than explain 3 months that ended like that. I've been at this job for 4 years. I'm good at it and I'm liked, and I contribute to a chat that has someone's name in it who doesn't know. Not Margot. She's gone. But there's always someone. There's always a name. I've been in enough of these conversations to know that the subject rotates but the structure stays the same, and that laughing along is a choice I keep making and calling something other than a choice. I've been trying to figure out what kind of person does that. The answer keeps coming back the same, which is that it's the kind of person who's more afraid of being in the chat than of what happens to the person the chat is about. Margot got a job she loves. I found that out from the same chain of people. She has mild work anxiety she's working on in an environment that doesn't require bathroom breaks to panic in. I have a phone I put face down sometimes. I'm working on knowing the difference between those two situations. I haven't figured it out yet.